Hello, everyone. So today we're going to continue together the question and answer series with the rest of chapter 3 about the history part. The first question will be, who became the first head of a responsible government in Canada? And take care about the question. He's asking about the responsible government, not about the first prime minister. This is different. And again, I said we need to focus only on the last name. So is it Fontaine, Cartier, or Taché, or Fitzgibbon? For sure, Fitzgibbon. So I think everyone knows that Fontaine it was the head. Option A is the right answer. Fontaine was the head of first responsible government, but the first prime minister was who? Yeah, Macdonald, right? Macdonald. Okay. Okay. Next question will be in 1840, Upper and Lower Canada were united again in the. So it was actually province of Quebec. Then it became Upper and Lower Canada, and again in 1840s it became again one province. It was a province of Canada, province of United States. For sure, we exclude this. Province of Manitoba, province of Nova Scotia. Yeah, the right answer would be A, which is province of Canada. Okay. Next question. Which was the first British North American colony attained for responsible government in 1847 and 1848? So the first principal government in which province? It was in which province? Yeah, for sure we know that it's the right answer would be Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia. This is all this information is a history part. Should be like you have to remember them, and the best way to remember them is to see to answer a lot of questions. So the question will be repeated, and then you will just remember them without memorizing, right? And also, if you see the summary several times, the summary video several times, also the information will stick in your mind, okay, without the need for memorizing or spend so much time trying to memorize the stuff, okay? Next question will be Ontario, Quebec, together with New Brunswick and Nova Scotia formed a new country called, so the new country formed by these four, it's called Dominion of Canada, Florida, Germany, none of these. For sure, this is a very easy answer. So it's for sure it's not Florida, it is not Germany, and the answer will be even Dominion of Canada or none of these, and the right answer for sure is A, Dominion of Canada. Okay, try to make this exclusion, so it will be much easier to select between two rather than select between four, right? Next question will be, every year, 1st of July is officially celebrated as, 1st of July is a very famous day, which is the Confederation Day, and it is called in Canada, it is A, Canada Day, Freedom Day, Independence Day, Constitutional Day. For sure, we know that we celebrate Canada Day every year on the 1st of July, okay? Next question, when did Nunavut became part of the Dominion of Canada? So in the Confederation, so the last province joined the Confederation was Nunavut, and in which year? I said this year is important in the summary series. So is it 1995, 1996, sorry, 1998 or 1999? Yeah, for sure it is 1999, option D, okay? Next question will be, representatives of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and the province of Canada worked together to establish a new country. What do we call these men? So, father of Canada, fathers of Confederation, fathers of Unity, none of these. Yeah, we know the efforts done by these four provinces was called Confederation, and so they are called father of Confederation. Okay, answer B. Next question, what system of government was created by the father of Confederation? Is it a federal, provincial, both A and B, or none? Yeah, for sure we know that Canada based on two systems, the federal system, number one, and the second is provincial. So the right answer for sure will be both A and B. Okay. Next question will be, when did Sir Tilly, father of the Confederation, suggested the term Dominion of Canada? In which year he suggested the term of Dominion of Canada? And we know he's got this Dominion of Canada from the Bible, but in which year? 1864, 1867, 1791, or 1862? The right answer should be 1864. And again, this type of information you will capture when you repeat the question several times or see the video several times, so it will stick in your mind. So it is 1864. It is before the Confederation. The Confederation was 1867, but before the Confederation, Tilly suggested this name, and then the Confederation happened, and they used this name for 100 years after Tilly. Okay. Next question will be, when did Sir Tilly, father of the Confederation, suggested the term Dominion of Canada? In which year he suggested the term of Dominion of Canada? And we know he's got this Dominion of Canada from the Bible, but in which year? 1864, 1867, 1791, or 1862? The right answer should be 1864. It is before the Confederation. So it will stick in your mind. So it is 1864. It is Next question will be, so it is used, yeah, this name has been used for 100 years. Which of the following is the first prime minister? Yes, the first prime minister of Canada. Cartier, Macdonald, Steele, or Gary? Yeah, we all know that the first prime minister is, yes, Macdonald, so that answer would be B. And also we know that his portrait on the which bill? Yes, $10 bill, $10 bill, okay? Next question will be, the parliament has recognized January 11 as, so it is another celebration, but what is the celebration on January 11? It is Dominion Day, Independence Day, or Sir John Macdonald Day, or Canada Day? Yes, we know that this January 11 is the birthday of Macdonald, and because he is the first prime minister, Canada actually celebrates this day as John Macdonald Day, John Macdonald Day, okay? So the right answer will be C, Sir John Macdonald Day. So it's actually his birthday, okay. Whose portrait is present on the $10? We just said the portrait of Macdonald is on the $10 as he was the first. It has been removed, but in the book, still the information is stated in the book. So it is not Cartier, it is not Steele, it is not Beaver, or the Beaver for sure. The right answer will be Macdonald. And the Beaver actually also in another bill, but in which one? Yes, right, the 5 cent. So the Beaver on the 5 cent, but the $10 we have Macdonald. Okay. Next question. Who led Quebec into Confederation and helped negotiate the entry of the Northwest Territories, Manitoba and British Columbia into Canada? So who was responsible to or help Quebec to be part of the Confederation? And we know this person by last name. Is it Cartier or Macdonald or Steele or Gary? It is not Macdonald. He is the first prime minister. It is not Gary. We know Gary has he is the father of Manitoba, and he's done tried to capture an area of Canada, has problem with the government. But the right answer for sure would be Cartier, and it's actually a French name, and the French name Quebec is French province. So the right answer will be A, Cartier. Okay. Next question will be, Riel is seen by many as heroes, is known as, so Riel is known as defender of Métis rights, father of Manitoba, both A and B, father of Confederation. Yes, the right answer here should be both A and B. If you have only father of Manitoba, it will be the right answer, but actually he is also defender of Métis rights. So he actually did he did all his efforts or his problem with the government to defend the rights of Métis or defend the rights of Aboriginal people. Okay, so it should be the right answer should be C, both A and B. Take care from the question, because sometimes if you answer it very quickly, maybe you will select the wrong answer. Okay, take your time. You have 30 minutes for 20 questions, so it is so much time. Okay, sometimes the question can take only a few seconds to answer, right? Okay. Next question will be, today the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, which is RCMP, is considered as which force of Canada? They are municipal force, like for cities, international police force, or national police force, or army force. For sure, the right answer will be C, which is national. It is a federal level force, so it is over all Canada, so it's called National Police Force, National Police Force. In 1871, who decided to join Canada after Ottawa promised to build a railway to the west coast? Which province in the west coast? Okay, so this is a very easy question. So is it Germany, Nova Scotia, British Columbia, Yukon? For sure, it is not Germany, it is outside of Canada. Yukon also is not in the west coast, it is North Territory. Nova Scotia also is not in the west, it is in the east. So the right answer is C, which is British Columbia. Okay. Next question will be, who financed the project of railway to the west coast, which was built by the European and Chinese laborers? So British, German, American, both A and C. This part was not in the summary, but I just put here to know because it is the book. So the right answer will be A and C. So actually, the America, USA also contributed with money or financially for the building of the railway. So the right answer will be British and Americans. Okay. Next question will be, when did the government of Canada apologize for the discriminatory policy against the Chinese, including head tax, to block the migration of Chinese? So after the Chinese laborers build the railway, they make a head tax. They make a discrimination head tax over them. And then again, they they apologize and they regret about what they have done, and that was in 2006. 2006. So the government apologized to the Chinese people in 2006. Okay. Next question: who was the first French Canadian Prime Minister? So again, the first English Prime Minister was Macdonald, but who was the French Canadian Prime Minister since the Confederation? Is it Macdonald? For sure, no. Garry, for sure. Fort Garry, no. It is not Fort Garry. Actually, Fort Garry is a place. It is not a person. Is it Laurier or Macfell? Again, it should be a French name. So again, the right answer will be C. Is Laurier. Okay, Wilford Laurier. Okay. Again, I just focus on the last name. I don't even remember his first name. I don't know about anything about the first name. So I just focus on the last name because they will never give you the same right last name in the answers. Okay. And his portrait, Laurier, his portrait actually on the which bill is a $5 bill. $5 bill. Okay. When did the Canadian Corps capture Vimy Ridge with 10,000 killed or wounded, securing the Canadian reputation? So is it in December 1917, April 1917, January 1920, or April 1920? For sure, if you know that that was in the First World War, which was between 1914 and 1918, and at the same time it was in April, so the right answer will be April 1917. And why it was in April? Because we have the Vimy Day, which we celebrate every year in 9th of April. 9th of April. Okay. Next question: over 7,000 Canadian volunteered to fight in the South Africa War, which is also known as, so the South Africa War, what has another name, which is called First World War, Vimy War, Boer War, Battle of Plains Abraham. For sure, it is not the First World War. It is not the Vimy War because actually the Vimy battle was in the First World War. It is not the Battle of Plains of Abraham because this was actually the first battle we spoke about, and we said this was after this war. Actually, the French, like the British Empire, have the full authority over Canada, and it ended the French Empire. So the right answer for sure will be C, Boer War. Boer War. Okay. Next question will be: how many Canadian soldiers sacrificed their lives during the First World War? How many died? First World War. We know that they contributed with 600,000 soldiers, and 10% of them died. So it was 30,000, 40,000, 50, or 60. Yeah, the right answer is 10% of 600,000, which will be 60,000 soldiers. Okay. Next question: how many Canadians served in the First World War? Again, I just answered this before, so I said it was 600,000. 600,000, option C. Okay. Next question will be: who was the first woman to practice medicine in Canada? Is it Borden, Macfell, Stu, or Cassegrain? So the right answer for sure is Stu, and actually she is not only the first woman to practice medicine, but also she was actually the head of the sovereign movement, which allowed to try to is a movement to try to give the women the rights to vote in elections, right? In which year were most of the female citizens aged 21 and over granted the rights to vote in federal election? Okay, it was in 1971, 1918, 1920, 1947. I said this year is important. It is 1918, the year in which women has granted the rights to vote in elections. Okay. In 1921, a woman who was a farmer and teacher became the first woman MP, Member of Parliament. Her name was Borden, Macfell, Stowe, Cassegrain. The right answer for sure will be Macfell, Agnes Macfell. Okay. Next question: the group of nurses who served in the Royal Canadian Army Medical Corps were called red birds, purple birds, blue birds, white birds. So the right answer is blue birds, as also mentioned in the box. So they are called blue birds. So any nurse who participated in the Canadian Army, they are called blue birds. Blue birds. Okay. Next question: the effort done by women to achieve the rights to vote is known as women's suffrage movement, women's voting action, women's right to vote, women's power. He said it is women's suffrage movement. So this was actually led by Stu, like the first also. It was actually the first also doctor, first woman to practice medicine, right? Which province was the first to give the rights, women the rights to vote in elections? So it was Manitoba, New Brunswick, British Columbia, or Quebec. Yeah, we know that Manitoba was the first province to give the rights for women to vote in elections. Next question. In which year were the farmers in Western Canada hit hardest by low grain prices and terrible drought? So we have something called depression area and depression era, and that was where 1940, 1930, 1920, and 1910. If you remember the word dirty 30s, yes, it is option B, 1930. And actually, this is called Great Depression or Dirty 30s. Dirty 30s. Okay. What were the outcome of the Dirty 30s? Unemployment, bad crops, business wipe out, all of the above. For sure, all of the above. During this time, there was a lot of people unemployed, bad crops and bad harvest, and business wiped out for sure. Okay, so all answer will be D, all of the above. So next question will be, what is the meaning of the Remembrance Day poppy? What's the meaning of the poppy, which is Canadian wear in Remembrance Day? Sorry, it's the Remembrance Day poppy. To remember our king and queen, to celebrate Confederation, to honor political leaders who had died, or to remember the sacrifices of Canadians who have served or died in war till date. So for sure, we know that the poppy is just to remember the people who sacrificed their life during wars. So the right answer will be D, to remember the sacrifices of Canadians who have served or died in war till date. Next question will be, on which date do Canadians remember the sacrifices of brave fallen in wars? What is the day of Remembrance Day? We must remember this. It is everything 11. So it's 11, 11 hour, 11 minute, 11. So for sure it is November 11, option C. So it is not October 12, it is not December 13, and it is not August 14. Okay. Next question will be, when was the Bank of Canada established? Bank of Canada. It was after the era of depression, right? 1935, 1936, oh, this is very difficult options. So all are uncertain, so you must know the year, which the right answer will be 1934, option D, 1934, okay. For sure, if you have other dates in 40s or 50s and just one option or two options in 30s, you have to focus only on the 30s years, okay. Next question will be, what is the D-Day invasion? Epic invasion of Normandy in northern France, the beginning of Second World War, the end of Second World War, birth of John Macdonald. So the right answer, if you remember from the history part, is the epic invasion of Normandy in northern France. Okay, and it's actually a famous battle in the Second World War. Next question, and so it's called, in this war, actually Canadian troops captured a place called Juno Beach from the German army, Okay. How many Canadians served in the Second World War? We remember the First World War, it was 600,000. They increased this number in the Second World War to another number. If it's 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, or 4 million, yeah, the right answer, 1 million, 1 million soldiers. Okay. In 1941, Canada suffered from the unsuccessful defense of which nation from the Japanese? So it's Moscow, Boston, Hong Kong, Vancouver. We know this is one of the failures of the Canadian forces during the Second World War, and it was C, Hong Kong. So they failed to defend Hong Kong against Japanese. How many Canadian soldiers lost their life in the Second World War? We know they contributed with 1 million, but from them, 44,000 only died. So is it 54, 34, 44, or 64? So the right answer is C, which is 44,000. Okay. Next question would be, what about the Navy of Canada at the end of the Second World War? What was the state of the Navy of Canada? Completely wiped out, there is no more troops or has been destroyed. Third largest in the world, second largest in the world, first largest in the world. That's the right answer. We know that at the end of the Second World War, Canada Navy was the third largest in the world. Okay. Next question. When did the Second World War begin? In which year the Second World War began? 1940, 1941, 1939, 1938. We know that it is started in 1939. Okay. It is from between 1939 until 1945. First World War, it was 1914 until 1918. Okay, so this is the first, and this is a second. Okay, Royal Canadian Air Force participated in Second World War by, so the Air Force in Canada, they participate by 500 planes, by planes, or 1,000 planes, or 100,000 allied air crew, just pilots, or 130,000 allied air crews. So the right answer is D, 130,000 allied air crews. They didn't participate with airplanes, but with air crew. Okay. That was the last question for the history part. So we have already ended the chapter 4, which is history. And next time we will speak and start to speak about the next chapter will be, I think, modern Canada. Okay. See you next time and have a good day. Thank you very much.